Well, welcome back, guys. I've been, ever since I went fishing with Suzanne and Richard on their boat, and they got a Rhodan trolling motor. I wanted to get me a Rhodan trolling motor because it is a game changer. You hear them advertising that, it is a game changer. But what I want to show you is, whenever you're putting this on a World Cap boat, the way the lip comes out over the boat, you're gonna need this extension aluminum plate. It's a 1/2 inch, it's 18 inches long, and I think it's like 7 inches wide or 8 inches wide. But the puck itself, it attaches to this, not this, so you can still take it on and off your boat. But I'm gonna try to attempt. I never mounted one before, so I'm gonna try to attempt to make it, to put it on my boat. And if it doesn't, if I screw up and start to do it wrong, I can always take it to a shop and let them do it. But I want to try to do it myself. Say you got to have some other things. I'll show you. What doesn't come with it that I wanted is the circuit breaker. It's a 50 amp circuit breaker. And the plug. I want to be able to unplug it and plug it back up every time. So that comes with it too. I mean, that don't come with it. You have to order it separate. It's a plug. But everything else came with it. So even got this little doohickey here. It come with it to attach it on, to hold it on and all. Now the flat washers, they're not very big. So what I want to do is I want to go up to Lowe's and get some bigger flat washers, some wider flat washers. So stay tuned, and I'll show you how I'm going to try to attach it and all. Okay, this is why I got to have the extension plate, because see how it slopes down right here? Well, it comes out, it's got to go 1 inch past this rubber piece. And that's one of the issues I have with the SD World Cap. But it's going to sit right here. Hopefully it's going to fasten right here. And you want the cowling of the motor to be inside your rubber in case you go up against a dock or something. So you got to have that. So hopefully it's not going to take too much room right here. That's what I don't want to do. But yep, we're going to see. Okay, the first thing you got to do is you got to mark the spot you want the trolling motor to sit at. You got to use that with a pencil to do that. And what you have to do, you have to set the motor on the boat like we're doing right now, and then you have to mark it out. So that's what we're doing right now. And luckily, this is the only time I needed any help. So I had, luckily I had Corey over there to help me do it. And we had to deploy it down, make sure you need 1 inch in front of the rubber. Is what you need. So that's what we're doing now. All right, once you line this up to where you got 1 inch over the edge, then you come and mark it with a pin. And then you drill your 1/4 inch holes in here with the drill bit they supply for you. Like some adhesive on here. This I'm using Marine 52 for this adhesive. I'm put it around here, and then I'm gonna seal it right here, so I can get a good seal on this stuff. It's really important so water don't go down in your screws there. Got it nice and caulked up there. Now I'm gonna put the seal on. I'll go ahead and get my boat. Now I've got to go into that little hole right there with my hand. Okay, it only came with 6 screws, guys, so I'm gonna have to go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and get at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, because I don't think I can get one on that one because there's nothing underneath it. But I want to get one here, and I definitely want to fill these up to make it. Put the puck on. That goes right there. But I also want to put some adhesive on this to help keep that on there. So that's what we're going to do now. Well, there we go, guys. Got the puck on now. Put the adhesive on. So far, everything's going real smoothly. $5,200 on here. This thing is almost permanent. So even if you take the bolts out, it's really, really hard to get that stuff off. Get this off of here. So that's another reason I use $5,200. And you don't want water getting where it shouldn't be getting at either. So, okay, I've drilled a hole right here. I used a like a router bit type of deal to do this, but I pulled my string through already. Is where I'm gonna pull it back through, but I got my string right there, and I got it running all the way through there. But yeah, and then this is where one of them's gonna come to. I'm gonna drill another hole right here, and so I can pull the high and the negative through there. But here's the wire. It's 6-gauge wire. That's what they recommend. So I'm gonna be pulling that through. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fasten some zip ties on there so it stays together all the way through with that string. Stay tuned. I've decided to put it over here because I'm gonna put my breaker right here so I can reach in the door easier. See, right here, you just reach right in there and get it. So I decided to put it right here. So my breaker is gonna go right here. And then the negative wire come through here. So you got your hot, your positive wire. It's gonna come in through here to the breaker, run down to the battery, and your negative is going to come out and go to the battery, because the positive is the only one that has to go to the breaker. So now for the wire, we're going to hook the wire up and pull the wire. It's easier if you got somebody helping you, but I don't have that right now. Got it going in there. I'm gonna pull go over to the other side and pull the string through there. It's gonna go through right up there. Hopefully it will. Alright, so we got our wire through now. We got our wire, so we gotta hook up our plug and fasten it up. You don't want to cut your wire just yet, because you want to be able to make sure you got plenty of slack. So right now, that's where we're at. I'm putting another zip tie right here. Okay, here's the plug. I want to show you something. Make sure you got the positive on the red. It's also mounted in the back too. It says positive. Make sure you put that on. And you want to go ahead and put this on before you over the wires, before you get started. Not, you ain't gonna be able to get it on. You got to take it right back off. And another thing, see how that thing is shaped? You have to make sure the plug goes in there like that. So if you put it on like this, it's not gonna, when you go to close it, it's not gonna close. So make sure you put it on the way it's supposed to go. Okay, here's a small tip. To get these wires in this hole, you gotta bend them. See how I bend them a little bit? Still got good connection all, but I had to bend them to get so they can go in the hole like that right there because of that thing right there. So just a little tip. All right, I've got it just sitting up there, but that's what it looks like right there, guys. And then the plug comes out and plugs in. Nice surface. I need to go get me my screws and put my screws in now. We're good. Okay, we got our wires pulled in, so we're ready to go now. Now we're gonna hook up our breaker right here. I want to put it right here, but so it's like arm's reach right here to mess with it, turn it off and on, because I'm gonna be turning that off when I'm not needing the motor. So this right here is ready for the battery. I didn't cut this because I want to make sure I got plenty of wire. This is just going to the breaker, and then I got another positive coming off of that. So. Okay, I've got a 50 amp breaker, and it's recommended for the 36 volt 120 pound thrust trolling motor. So it's pretty simple. It's just click up, you got power, push it, and you don't. That's pretty much it right there. So I'm fixing to install this now. So I'm gonna install it right here, right close to the hot wire. All right, we have the finished product, guys. We got the breaker. It's hooked up. I gotta get my heat gun to tighten that down, but then I got it coming down here, and I've decided to go with a 136 volt lithium battery. It was kind of expensive, but that's what I wanted to go with. I want to go with lithium. Hope it don't backfire on me. We'll see if it works. If not, you'll see it on this channel. But right now I'm charging it up with the charger. I've got a charger here, lithium charger, and I'm gonna hook up I ain't gonna use these gator clips. I'm just doing this just to get it by, just to charge it right now. But I'm gonna take and put me a cord right here hooked to these, so I can just plug it in every time. Be a little easier for me. Okay, we're getting ready to pair the fob, and that's it's a technique that does not show it in the manual. You have to go online to look at it on how to do it. What you do first, you gotta make sure it's plugged in. I got it plugged in. Then you have to turn the breaker on, power it up. That's right there. You simply just push it up. You hear the beep? That means got it beeping. Alright. Now we have to got a double bleed. Now you got to put it down. You ain't got to put it all the way down. You got to wait till you hear it beep twice. Alright, you got your beat twice. Now you got to come back up. You got your beat twice again. Now you got to take and deploy it again all the way down this time. Got your double beep again. It's going to keep beeping until you hit the off button. Once you hit the off button, then it'll stop. You got to hold it though. Alright, you got it. Now right now you have a green, and an emerald. That means you don't have GPS right yet. So it takes a little while to get GPS, and we're underneath this tin thing right here, so we probably ain't gonna get GPS. So fixing to go down to the lake and try her out. So see you at the lake. Nobody died. No.
Still doing it?
Okay, I just turned it on and I've got all 3 lights. That means we've got satellite, but all 3 lights means good. So now we're going to calibrate it. Have it in the manufacturer calibration mode now. It's doing 2 full turns, and the way you do it is you deploy the motor, and then you hit the arrow to a 90 degrees arrow, and then you hit the M and the A at the same time for 5 seconds. You'll hear it beep, and then at that time it'll do 2 full turns, and that's what it's doing now. It's done did 1, now it's doing 2. So this thing's pretty quiet too. It's really quiet. Awesome though. Can't wait to try her out on grouper fishing. Got a grouper hole coming up. Make some good videos with this motor here. The Rhodan. Okay, now it just stopped, and now it's back in manual mode. This is what you call the anchor. You hit the A button and it anchors itself. So now I just want to see it anchor. Now the other thing is you mash. If you want to go, once you anchored, you want to go to the 5 steps to the side, you hit this button. And it's supposed to go 5 feet. Let's see. That's going to be important for me to find the fish. The good thing about this is it's got this flop, so I could be back here and I could be throwing the net off the back here, and I got my disc. I can control the trolling motor from back here. That's what I like about it. It's pretty nice. And I'm gonna put what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get build a little box for that, so we can throw all of our stuff on top of this and it won't bother anything. I still got to come back and I got to heat up these things right here. They shrink up just like this one did right here. These shrink up, but yeah. And I got the charger cable. I got it hooked to it. But this thing only took about probably about 6 hours to charge. It came in at 40% charge, and then it took a while, about 5 or 6 hours. But I decided to go with a lithium battery, 136 volt lithium battery, and because of the weight. That battery right there is 62 pounds. The batteries, if you got lead weight batteries, you're looking at 120 pounds. So for 3 of them, and it would have took the whole space up here on the bottom. So I've decided to go with one, and I asked the Rhodan customer support about what should I go with. Should I go with 3 lithium batteries, or should I go with 1? And she said 1, and you have less the problems, because if you go with 3 and the BMS goes out on 1, you're done, and you got to find out which one it went out on. So if you have a problem with 1 battery, you just ship 1 battery back, and they get you another battery. Hopefully they will. It says it's 10-year warranty. I guess we'll find that out. Get a battery meter and install it. Probably install it right here somewhere, or maybe in there, so I can keep track of how much battery I got when I'm out there fishing and all. But yeah, another addition we did to the boat. And our video has helped some of you guys trying to install your trolling motors on a World Cat boat. And I heard some horror stories how hard it was. It was I'll go ahead and pay somebody else to do it, the trouble and all. I got a quote from a guy. He was going to do it. He's a real nice guy, and he was going to do it for $7,000. I think I want to say I got, with the battery and everything, I got $5,200 in this trolling motor and installing it and everything. I'll do the figures and I'll put it at the end of this video so you can see what it did cost me and all. But in about 3 weeks, we're going to, right after Christmas, this is my Christmas present, by the way, too. Right after Christmas, we are going to take and go grouper fishing. We're gonna try out the trolling motor. So if stick around for that. Oh, and also we're gonna be putting out our stone crab traps like we did last year, every year. But my son's gonna help me do that, and I really hope we catch some grouper fish on this, because they said it is a game changer. That's what they're saying. So, but until next time, I hope to see you on the water. Okay, here's the PVC box that I built for this battery to cover the battery, so we can throw all of our stuff in on top of here and everything. I went down to Lowe's and got a 24 by 48 inch sheet of PVC trim wood. So that's what I made it out. So it won't rot, and I fastened it down at the bottoms down there, and it's pretty stiff. It's good. We can throw all of our stuff on there, don't have to worry about it. Here is the battery meter I was telling you about. And that right there, well, I can always look in there and see how much battery I got left. So I turn that on. And then I put my cord, my plug right here, and I just put it inside this thing. But there's the connector I hooked to my lithium battery charger that I got. The reason why I had to make that box is because I couldn't find online where they sold a big enough battery box for the lithium 36 volt batteries. I just couldn't find one. So I had to make it. That's why I made it. But that's what it looks like, guys. Now we're ready to go fishing.